When darkness rises and justice calls, even the deadliest predator must face his own fate. The game is no longer about survival, it's about judgment. The screen opens in pitch-black silence, then a single drop of blood falls. It spreads slowly across a white surface, a sharp reminder of the chaos Dexter Morgan has always left in his wake. The silence breaks with the echo of a siren in the distance. The voice cuts through. Calm yet foreboding, he thought he could start over, build a life far away from the shadows of Miami. But darkness isn't something you can bury. It follows. It waits. And when the moment comes, it strikes. Quick flashes appear on the screen. Dexter walking down a dim street, his face hidden. In shadows, a knife glinting under flickering light. A flash of police tape snapping in the wind. The tension rises. The screen shows Harrison's eyes, angry, uncertain, questioning. A reflection of his father, yet something more dangerous. The narration continues. This isn't just another chapter. This is the reckoning. For years, Dexter played the role of judge, jury, and executioner. But now, his mask begins to crack. The hunter is no longer in control, the net is closing. And justice hunts him down. The visuals cut faster, a blood-stained shirt, a pair of handcuffs snapping shut, Dexter's haunted stare. A deep heartbeat sound grows louder. Syncing with the quickening cuts. The voice grows sharper, urgent. Secrets spill. Enemies rise, and even those closest to him are no longer safe. For a moment, the screen turns black again. Then a whisper. The season finale begins with one truth. No one escapes justice forever. The logo Dexter, Resurrection slams onto the screen, glowing red. Dripping in blood-like animation, asterisk, the sound of heavy rain fills the silence, each drop hitting the pavement like a ticking clock. A red light blinks on a police radio, voices overlapping in urgency. Sirens slice through the night, and the screen explodes into chaos. Flashing lights, crime scene tape whipping in the wind, and officers rushing to secure a bloody alley. The voice returns, sharper, heavier. Every lie Dexter has told, every shadow he has hidden in, is finally breaking open. The mask is slipping, and with it, the fragile world he built. A quick montage cuts together. A detective lifts a tarp, revealing a victim tied in the familiar style of Dexter's ritual. Harrison, soaked in rain, stares at his father with a mix of fear and betrayal. A close-up of blood dripping onto the snow, stark and unforgiving. The narration grows colder. The city is restless. The streets whisper his name. Evidence points in only one direction. And this time, it's not the monsters he hunts, but the man behind the mask. The visuals move quickly between moments. Dexter in his work uniform, eyes darting as if the walls are closing in. A bulletin board filled with photos, strings connecting victims, and in the center Dexter Morgan's face circled in red. The slam of a courtroom gavel, echoing into silence. The voiceover cuts deeper, pulling the audience into the tension. Justice doesn't wait. It doesn't bargain. And it doesn't care if you are a father, a brother, or a man with a code. It comes for all. Now the predator stands exposed. The pacing rises. The screen flashes with confrontations. Dexter cornered in a dark hallway, knife in hand. Harrison shouting, his voice muffled under the storm. Tell me the truth. A detective's hand tightening on a gun. A shadowy figure watching from across the street. Eyes glowing with recognition. The voice sharpens like a blade. All the pieces are falling into place. Every path he's taken, every life he's touched, now twists back to him. The city he thought he could outsmart has become his cage. Then the music grows louder, heavy drums pounding like a racing heartbeat. The screen flickers with images. Dexter burning something in the woods. A flash of police kicking down a door. A close-up of Harrison clutching a bloodied knife. The narration slows, ominous and deliberate. Father against son. Truth against lies. A lifetime of shadows crashing into the light. There is no hiding anymore, only the final choice. The screen cuts to black, silence, then a single line spoken like a whisper, barely audible. Justice is coming. The screen bursts back with chaos sirens, shouting, Dexter's face drenched in sweat and rain. The title card, Dexter, Resurrection, flickers in red, as if bleeding through the screen. Asterisk, the screen fades in with silence. Only the sound of Dexter's breath fills the darkness, slow, uneven, heavy with doubt. His face appears in fragments, lit only by the dull glow of a streetlight. His eyes no longer carry the cold confidence of a predator, but the restless fear of a man trapped by his own reflection. The narration begins, quiet yet haunting. For years he believed the code would save him. That rules written in blood could silence the monster inside, but now the code is broken, and so is he. The screen shifts between two worlds. Dexter sitting alone in his cabin, hands stained with blood, his face shadowed. Harrison in the same frame, blurred in the background, watching his father without speaking. The voice grows heavier, pulling the audience into Dexter's torment. The dark passenger whispers louder than ever. It tells him to run, to kill, to survive at any cost. But another voice, softer, desperate, begs him to stop, to be a father, to be something more than death. Flashes of Dexter's memories flood the screen like broken glass. Deborah's ghost, whispering his name in rage and sorrow. His victims on the table, staring lifelessly upward. A child's laugh echoing from years past, from the days when Harrison was innocent. The voice hardens, deliberate and slow. This is the war within. The killer who cannot stop. The father who cannot let go. And with every choice, the walls close tighter. The visuals twist in rapid montage. Dexter staring into a mirror, seeing his face split into two reflections, one calm, one blood-soaked. His hand trembling as he holds a knife, not over a stranger, but hovering dangerously close to his own reflection. Harrison's voice echoing, "You always said there was a code." But what about me? The heartbeat grows louder, pulsing through the silence. The screen slows, focusing on Dexter's eyes, haunted. Desperate, the narration continues, sharper now. Justice waits outside, but inside, his greatest enemy is himself. Every mask he's worn, killer, friend, father, collapses in the silence of his own thoughts. The visuals crash together. Dexter wandering through an empty street at night, headlights flashing across his face. Deborah's voice taunting him, "You never deserved peace." Harrison's silhouette standing in the doorway, eyes cold, knife in hand. The voice becomes almost a whisper, laced with dread. The finale is not about the blood on his hands. It's about the weight on his soul. Can a man built on secrets truly face the truth? Or will the darkness consume everything he's tried to protect? The screen fades to black. A single sound lingers. The soft scrape of metal is Dexter's. Knife slides across the table. The final whisper, the monster. The man, the father. Only one will survive the night. The heartbeat stops. Silence. Then the Dexter Resurrection title slams onto the screen in deep crimson. The word resurrection cracking like shattered glass, asterisk. The screen bursts open with the sound of footsteps pounding against wet pavement. The camera sways, almost frantic, showing flashes of police lights cutting through the darkness. Rain pours, washing over Dexter's face as he runs, his breath heavy. His eyes wide, not the hunter this time, but the hunted. The narration begins, sharp and relentless. The storm has come. The lies are shattered, and now there is no escape. The screen cuts to Harrison standing in the rain, knife in hand, his voice trembling with rage. "Tell me who you really are." His eyes lock on Dexter, not as a son looking at a father, but as a judge staring at the accused. Quick cuts hit like gunfire. A detective slams down a folder marked with Dexter's name. A flash of blood swirling in water, mixing with rain down a gutter. Deborah's ghostly face screaming in the darkness. The voiceover grows heavier. For every victim, for every secret, the weight of justice demands an answer. Father against son. Blood against blood. The finale isn't about survival. It's about the final reckoning. The screen flickers to a dim cabin interior. Dexter and Harrison stand face to face, silence suffocating the room. The camera lingers on the knife between. Then, neither hand steady. The rain outside crashes louder, echoing the chaos within. The narration slows, colder now, twisting the knife. For years he decided who lived and who died. But now that choice is ripped from his hands, and the one who decides his fate carries his own blood. The visuals cut violently. Dexter in handcuffs, his face blank but his eyes burning. A courtroom filled with murmurs as a gavel slams. Harrison screaming, the knife trembling in his grip. A burning body bag in the woods, flames rising against. The storm dot, the narration sharpens, almost a whisper, as if pulling the audience closer. Every ending leaves scars. Every truth leaves ashes, and when the final choice is made, there is no turning back. The pace erupts again. A rapid-fire montage crashes across the screen, Dexter lunging forward, drenched in blood and rain. Harrison's tears mixing with the storm as he makes his decision. Police storming through the woods, flashlights tearing apart the night, a bloodied hand falling against the ground. Motionless, the voice builds to its final crescendo, echoing like a verdict, and justice for all. But whose justice will it be? The father who killed for a code? Or the son who must kill for the truth? The music cuts out dead silence. A single image lingers. Dexter on his knees, staring up at Harrison, whose knife hovers inches away from his chest. The rain drips in slow motion, then, in a whisper, the final words, "Every end is just another beginning." The screen slams to black. The Dexter resurrection logo ignites in deep crimson, letters cracking as if breaking under their own weight. Beneath it, glowing in blood-red text, "Season finale and justice for all." A heartbeat thunders once, twice, then fades into silence.